Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, test, test, test. Hello. All right. I think I'll just jump right in, because it's gonna take us a while to get a good roll. So, in case anyone actually joins. So what we're looking for is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 33. So 400 is average. Ideally, we like to get up to around 440, 450 total points. I hate this system, by the way. Hate it so much. This is around 440. I don't know if we get much better in this. Yeah. I think the music's a little bit too loud. Turn that down a little bit. Oh, it actually tells you. Awareness measures how sharp your senses and instincts are. Used in combat, attempting to resist feints. Logic. Social skills and personal magnetism. Strength has a direct influence on the damage you deal. Endurance allows you to fight to the best of your ability for longer. Constitution is your hit points. Quickness. Frequency of attacks. Coordination helps you recover faster and more effectively when you lose your stance. So, starting with a very high coordination, Constitution's actually not that bad. Yeah, you know, let's do it. Choose a name, Jared. What would be my Roman name? Jared. Jaredius. Jaredius. Confirm. As you can see, I have 7,000 points to play with. That's pretty good. And I'm going to use all of them. Let's start out by, let's buy a better sword. Buy the best helmet available. And let's buy... this one. 1,000 is a lot to spend right now. I think I'd just rather spend my all my points on my stats. So basically we're just going to get them all up. Okay, so we still have 3,000 actually. Oh, so I could get the chainmail, which I think that's the one choice I will not do. I could get natural swordsman, which I've never done before. I've never had enough points to do that before. Hence, it makes you an exceptionally talented swordsman. Oh man, that would save me a lot of time with my training. I could train up my physical skills more then. I don't know if that's worth it or not. Or to just keep cranking up my strength and my endurance. Hmm. Oh dear. I think I'll just go with this. By the way, if anyone's like, this is me having played this game about 20 times. So that's why I have 7,000 points. If you're just starting this game, you have 0 points. You have to just take the roll of the dice and live with the results. So, if you were just starting this game, my recommendation would be to do rolls until you have high physical stats. Don't care about intellect, awareness, or charisma. Yeah, just don't even pay that much attention to that. You want the 5 physical stats, though, to be pretty decent. And, yeah, I'll go more into that in a bit, but just use whatever's left over here to have a little extra gold, or silver, I should say, in my pocket. And let's start our life as a legionary. The First War lasted for over 20 years. Conflict had been over in only a matter of time once the relentless expansion of Rome came close to the huge Carthaginian sphere of influence. A young power propelled by a staggering self-confidence, Rome had most of the Italic peninsula under its control at the time. On the other side was the Punic city of Carthage, a centuries-old naval colossus dominating the western Great Sea. An insurmountable gap in power and prestige seemed to divide the two cities. Unexpectedly, the Roman Republic emerged victorious, incomplete as the victory was. Building upon its success, the city's maritime territory grew larger and more secure, while humiliating conditions well beyond the actual extent of the defeat were imposed upon Carthage. Nevertheless, the price was tremendous for both parties. Some say that not even Alexander's conquest devoured so many lives. It's all paled compared to what was to come. The truce that followed lasted for a generation. You were a child when the situation hovered on the brink of war once again. You still remember the talk in Rome back then, when everybody expected the looming conflict to take place in the distant colonies of Hispania to the west? Now that an attack by sea was nigh impossible. The astonishment is hot to read. Maybe I'll just let you guys read it. The astonishment when the news reached the city is still fresh in your memory. A bold, not yet 30 Carthaginian general named Hannibal Barca had led an army through the lands of the fierce Gauls that crossed the mountains to the north. The war was here, in Italia, a few hundred miles from Rome itself. The following years were marked by growing panic as reports of whole armies annihilated by Hannibal kept coming. The Punic general was stronger, smarter than anything Rome had ever faced before. Yet, his attempt to turn the Italic allies on the Republic was unsuccessful. Defeating him in a pitched battle was beyond the realms of possibility. That much was clear to the Romans. At the same time, he could not lay siege to the capital. The conflict turned into an endless war of attrition. Meanwhile, another war was being fought in faraway Hispania, crucial to prevent reinforcements from joining Hannibal. About a year ago, the Roman legions were soundly defeated, and their commanders, proconsul Publius Cornelius Scipio and his brother Gnaeus were killed. What little remained of the army was now controlling a small patch of land. Even after reinforcements joined the survivors, the situation looked more desperate than ever. When the Centuriate Assembly had to appoint a new proconsul, only Scipio's son, a young man still in his 20s, stepped forward. No one else wished to take on such a hopeless assignment. You, on the other hand, had no choice at all. Right after you had come of age, you were enrolled in a freshly raised legion, part of a second 11,000 strong reinforcement bound to accompany the new proconsul. After a brief training period, you embarked on a long journey to Hispania. Now you've reached your destination and joined what is left of the previous army. Apparently, with the Romans out of the picture, the Carthaginians have divided into 3 large hosts, each of them at least as big as your current force. They are a long way from your headquarters, committed to securing the whole region. Hold on a sec, I have to cough. Sorry about that. So far away from your home that you can hardly comprehend the distance, with little to no chance of ever seeing your family again, deprived of most of the rights you held as a civilian, you feel strangely calm as you prepare to face the hardships to come. This is us. This is our life. We're in the Scipio's Legion, I guess. Rank none. You are a simple legionary, one of about 120 in a maniple. Maniple? Must be maniple. A small tactical unit led by 2 centurions. Okay, so I don't think I've ever started a game with this much constitution before. I usually have about 60. So this is pretty great. Our stats are high, to say the least. We're not super smart. Not super smart, not super charisma. I mean, we're 69 actually is pretty good for charisma. So we're not too intelligent, but we are smart enough to be able to succeed. 29 for sword, shield, and javelin is, or 26 for javelin, is very bad. And these secondary skills, longsword, polearm, axe, and mace, these were never added to the game, so these can be ignored. So, what do you do when you just start this game and you're in your initial training period? There's only one answer to that, and that is solo practice until you reach level 40. That's all you do. Solo practice. You want your sword skill to go up. And then these random events will happen. So here's one. Your physical prowess gives you a significant advantage whenever you're sent out to gather firewood. You regularly perform better than average and even remedy your comrades' shortcomings. The opinion of centurions have increased by 2. Troops have increased by 3. That's good. And I just got that because I'm strong. So yeah, keep doing solo practice. So now you're starting to get over-exercise stress. You're fine as long as you're in the green. Once it gets to yellow, you're going to accumulate 1 less what's it called? Morale. So you're going to need to get your morale back up. I'll do a couple more. Yeah, get up to the red. Now it's going to go down 2 every time, so. Our sword's now up to 37, but we have to spend some time in leisure. Since my intelligence is decent. I think that a board game would probably suffice. Yeah, there we go. So I gained some money. Opinion's gone up, morale's gone up. And I also, that's a rest, so. Okay, lost some money. Lost some money. Lost some money. Oh, actually, that's another thing I want to do. You have known Quintus Labianus since you were kids. Now he's in the same maniple as you. Maniple. You have noticed that he's been acting very nervously as of late. Ask him what's wrong. After a little persuasion, you convince him to spit it out. You remember that Quintus lost his father in the disaster of Cannae about 6 years ago. Then again, there is hardly anyone in Rome who has not lost someone on that grievous day. Your leaders believed that you could crush Hannibal's army by sheer force of numbers. He proved them wrong. Harshest lesson ever taught in living memory. Quintus has been waiting for a chance to fight back for such a long time, and yet, now that his opportunity is drawing near, his fear of dying in the impending battles is prevailing. One can hardly blame him considering that your armies faced disaster on disaster since the war began. After sharing his concerns with you, Quintus looks overtly relieved. He thanks you for the talk and goes about his business. So our virtue's gone up, and our troop opinion has gone up, which is good. So what I want right now are a pair of greaves. And I don't think I want these level 2 ones. I want level 3. So let's search again. Level 5. These would be really nice to have later on in the game. Let's do one more. Come on, give me some greaves. Shoot. Alright, one more. Shoot. Let's train some more and then we can check back again. That's 38, 39. Got some pay, that's good. Nothing. Nothing. 40. So that's good enough. And now we're just going to try to get greaves the rest of the time, probably. You're stuck with an especially aggressive sparring partner this morning. Decius has been here in Hispania since long before your arrival. He is one of the survivors of last year's debacle. His blade has come dangerously close to your throat twice already. Even a wooden practice sword can be lethal when it's used like that. Let's attempt a spectacular counterstrike. I might just die right here, by the way. And if I do, I'm ending the stream. I'm gonna stream until I die, unless I win. He bursts into laughter, mutters something about beginner's luck. He respects me now. Nice. Alright, we only have like 3, maybe 4 turns left. Hopefully get Greaves. It's very good to have leg protection. I should have just gone for the level 2 ones. Oh. Okay, last chance. Come on, gods. Yeah, no Greaves for us. In that case, maybe one of these helmets would be okay. How does it compare? 85, 25. So that's coverage, and then damage protection is pretty self-explanatory. But, yeah. We're just gonna have to move on. The camp bursts into activity as the whole army prepares to leave. You march to the south. It doesn't take long for your destination to become apparent. You are bound for New Carthage, the capital of the Carthaginian colonies here in Hispania. It's a daring move and very risky. Several days later, you reach your destination, set camp not far from the city. According to Camp Talk, the closest enemy army is about 10 days' march from here. A long siege is out of the question. You'll have to take New Carthage by storm. You cast a glance at the city walls, strong stone walls. The thought of fighting your way... God, that's a cough again. You know what? Maybe I'm not going to read this out loud. Strong stone walls. The thought of fighting your way up there makes your stomach churn. It's hard not to think that you may have a good place for your days will end. Alright. We're in New Carthage, Hispania. There's nothing else we can do here. We can look at our character. Oh, excuse me. Let's continue. Next morning, your maniple is among the first to move out of the camp and reach the plain right in front of the city. What your centurion said is true. The garrison of New Carthage consists of a small mercenary army, possibly 1,000 strong, and of course the city militia. You are taking your place on the battlefield when all of a sudden cries of alarm rise from the ranks. Look ahead with a start. The city gate is wide open. A screaming mass numbering thousands leaves the safety of the walls, quickly closing a gap with your partially deployed first line. Judging by their scant equipment, they must be the militia. The enemy commander wouldn't risk his precious mercenaries like this. Blood pounding in your ears, you get ready to receive them as the first battle of your life engulfs you. When the other side is at the right distance, you prepare to hurl your first javelin. Our javelin skill is poo-poo, so we can try this. It's not gonna work. So we hurl our javelin. Embarrassing throw. Opinion decrease, morale decrease. That's great. Alright, closer, steal yourself with the incoming fight. Alright, let's try to hurl this javelin. See the chance here? Not very high. And it's a miss. However, the chances of hitting their torso is over half. There we go. Got a hit. And then he missed. And his stance is now lessened, which increases my chance to hit him significantly. And I believe I'm going to chance maybe trying for a headshot. I'll just decapitate him. And I guess my quickness is so good that I can attack again. Oh, missed. Okay, so since I missed, now my stance is lowered. And that means I'm more susceptible to getting hit. That being said, I still have a pretty good chance of hitting his body. So I will go for it. And since I'm getting my hits, he's having a lowered chance of being able to recover his stance. So I can keep going. Now I missed again. And he missed his recovery, but I have a guaranteed recover because he recovered. Now that he's fully recovered, I am not. So I might as well just finish off here. He missed me in the arm. Let's go for our torso. Miss. Torso. Hit. Cover. That's basically the combat. I'll show you guys, yeah, feints and respites and stuff too, but now that he's dead I can rest. This is my overall fatigue. This circle will fill, and then it'll fill again, and I think a third time before you're 100% fatigued. Okay, now we're having their attack. I don't like doing soft spot attacks. I think they do a little bit more damage, but They also don't have as high of accuracy. Oh, he got hit on my arm. So we're gonna go ahead and recover. Attack his torso. Attack his torso. So he's trying to do a feint which would lower my guard. We gotta recover. Failed. And that was it. Usually a battle turn, I guess. I don't know what you call it exactly. A round, I guess. Let's call it a turn, because so that would last for 18 rounds. Between 18 and 22 is usual. It could be a little bit random. So now we're sent back to the back, where we do recover some of our fatigue. Oh, I guess the battle's over. They're in disarray. For a brief moment, you stare at the bodies scattered across the ground. A few legionaries, but the vast majority are militiamen. In the ensuing chaos, you barely have time to think about your first kill. An improvised pursuit is attempted, but your vanguard is stopped at the city gate before it can break in. Now we just continue. The Centurion beckons to some of your comrades. After a brief talk, they move away from the maniple. You wonder what is going on. The rest of you will storm the city walls. Many ladders being propped against the walls, while a constant shower of missiles is raining down the battlements. The Centurion promised to share a generous portion of his reward should he manage to be the first man over the walls. Since we have really good stats, I'm going to go ahead and try to help him. I'm one of the first to spring forward, determined to open the way. I stumble, losing speed and balance, making me an easy target. One of the missiles hits me. My health decreased by 0 because my armor's good. I'm way too vulnerable here. I'm hit again. Decreased by 0 once again. I'm getting very lucky here. There's no way to reach the top, but the Centurion has noticed your intrepid effort. Sorry, I had to cough again. Alright. The cacophony is unbearable. Cries from both enemies and allies blend with the thuds of stones and smaller projectiles bouncing all around you. Suddenly, the noise begins to dwindle and fade. I can't believe what you are seeing. Hundreds of Roman legionaries are running along the top of the wall, coming from the north. How'd they get there? Anyhow, the Punics are melting before them, leaving the battlements unguarded. In the end, your allies reach the gate and open it, letting in the bulk of your legions. Alright, so we've taken the city, I guess? Or at least the walls of the city. Go ahead and continue. You follow your maniple into the city streets. Your orders are very clear. Secure the city by killing everything that meets you in the open. Hopefully, nobody will be so ill-considered. Your thoughts are interrupted when a small number of militiamen stand in your path. Alright, so we're gonna close in. And we missed. And recover, and we failed. And we failed. And we failed. Nope, there we go. Decent hit. So 2 of my comrades have joined me, which is nice. Let's go for a headshot ourselves. Nope. Yeah, our stats just are not good enough yet. Particularly our sword skill. Our allies here are way better than this. Let's see if we can get the... Let's see if we can at least finish this guy off. There we go. You look at his lifeless body. Quick thoughts flickering through your mind. Obviously elation. After surviving another clash, you feel exhilarated with a sense of invincibility. Morale increased by 3. Officer yelling out orders brings you back down to earth. You move on. Keep marching on the streets as is custom. Looting is strictly prohibited until the battle is over. Stick to the rules. I'm used to like saving and exiting because I do save scum this game sometimes a little bit. But you know what? For this, no save scum. Whatever happens, happens. This is a totally random. Whatever happens, happens. We're gonna do it the best we can. Game. Alright. So New Carthage is almost conquered, but 500 mercenaries from the garrison are still holding the citadel. The proconsul is looking for volunteers for assault on his last bastion. He's throwing in a more than double loot share. These mercenaries are nothing like the militia you have been facing until now. They may not be the enemy's best troops, but they wouldn't have been left here if they were. They wouldn't have been left here if they were, but they are still professional soldiers. Only the most experienced legionaries are volunteering. No one will blame you if you backed off. Oh dear, okay. I'm completely serious about the fact that I'm going to end this stream if I die. How long have we been going now? 30 minutes? Okay. There's about a 40% chance we're gonna die here. Just saying. We're gonna volunteer. Opinions increased all across the board. Numbers are on your side, but they have the high ground. So basically, what I'm going to try to do here is just survive. Throw in the enemy ranks. So we still have the low ground here. So my stance is a little bit lower permanently. And throwing my javelin would be... let's try it. Yeah, of course, it missed. We're just going to go straight to a respite. Respite. You see, his stance is way down now from missing. I still barely... Still have like... What is that, like a 40% chance to hit him on his torso? I think I will go for it and miss. See, a good headshot could kill me in like 2 hits. Our only chance is to do respites and keep my recovery up. The goal here is to not kill anyone. It's just to survive. I don't have the sword skill to do anything here, basically. Yeah. All my feints are super low. Shield is non-existent. So far, so good, though. I think I only have to survive 2 of these encounters. He still has barely damaged me. The nice thing is the more tired he gets, too, like, the less likely I am to die. Thank God this guy sucks. Fall back to the rear. Close in. Let's try for a torso fight. Nope. Ooh, he got me with a good feint. Do I have a chance here? Oh, I nicked him. I nicked him. That was a big damage to my groin. Cartman would be very disappointed. I'm not protecting my balls. Ooh. Thank God for my fairly okay helmet. Try for an attack. Nope. Eventually, the enemy formation starts breaking apart. Very soon, panic spreads as they're wavering, turns into a rout. We survived. Hooray. And we get a little extra money for that, too. Alright, continue. New Carthage has fallen. For the first time in so many years, a change in the tides of war appears within grasp. Your morale has increased by 8. You receive your share of the loot, 120 denarii. Your role in the Citadel assault is rewarded. You have gained 150 denarii. Your army has obtained an important base of operations. The city's resources will be invaluable for the rest of the campaign. Sweet. Fighting in a real battle has sharpened your skills. Sword, shield, javelin, all up by 5. In recognition of your efforts and achievements, you promoted to Tesserarius, which is actually a pretty good result to get promoted after the first battle in this game. So that's pretty awesome. So our sword skill is now 45. To reach 50, we're going to want to spar. Let's spar with anyone. Let's try sparring with good people. You are well liked enough to have a good chance of success. That's good. Alright, you are put in charge of a small forage party and sell to collect supplies. This is something you have to do once you get promoted. So basically, you want to take note of where supplies are, which is the yellow bundles here. So we're gonna... And we want to plan out a path going over as few mountains as possible. Which I think I've found one. Go like that, like that. Your timer goes way down when you go over mountains or forests. Not so much over plains, so. Collect those supplies. We encountered a fishing spot, that's good. You prove to be a skilled fisherman. Between you and your men, you leave the brook with plenty of food. Perfect. Collect that one. As you set to work, a frail-looking old man approaches you. He's crying and pleading with you. Although you can't understand most of the foreign words he speaks, his intention is quite obvious. If you take their precious supplies, he and many of his people won't make it through the next months. We'll be compassionate and only take a reasonable share. You may accept your decision without arguing. Virtue increased by 7. Oh, we have found enough supplies now. What's a good path down? I think crossed here once. Perfect. You have completed your mission. Opinions up. My awareness is increased. So completing these missions will increase your mind stats, so you can get awareness, I believe coordination and intelligence. Hideous is boasting about his wrestling skills like he usually does. He asks if there's anyone who'd like to challenge him today. He is no taller than average, but he's built like a boar. Alright. We are very, very strong, so let's go ahead and rise to that challenge. Bretonius will act as a referee. The rules are simple. Every time your opponent falls on his back or side, steps out of the square, or gives up, you score a point. If you score 3 points, you win. Punches, kicks, and bites are forbidden. You are at the center of the square, ready to start. So I've done this enough times, I know basically how to do it. With a reasonable chance of success, so. Usually I will try this one first, push him out the square straight away. He was taken by surprise. You score the point. Alright, so I have 1 point. Sometimes you can get another head-on attack that works, but I'm going to try speed and wits to wear him down. He's growing weary, but this game of cat and mouse can't last forever. Over the ground. 2 points. And then I like to end it usually with a standard grip. My strength is at 80, I believe, so I attempt to lift him. He's too heavy. What the hell? Let's just try to push him out again. You push me out? What? My strength is 80. How can I not lift him? I've never seen this happen before. Let's try a standard grip again. He's too heavy still. What's CRD? Whoops. Let's try my speed and wits again. Catch him off guard. Alright. I won. Yeah, what's CRD? Coordination? Or charisma, maybe? Oh, my strength is only 70. Oh. It's still pretty high, though. Oh, well. Let's see if we can find, Greaves. Let's do some training. Come on. Come on. Shield. Nothing. Nothing. Shield and sword. Slave bumps into you and falls, dropping his load. Let's make sure he's alright. I'm gonna be a nice guy this round. He apologizes to you. Kindness catches him off guard. Virtue is increased. So we have some fair amount of money. Not enough to buy this really good sword, though. Give me some greaves. What the hell? Wait, one more. There we go. I want to equip them? Yes. Now I have some leg armor, which is good. Let's do some workout. Let's run. Quickness, endurance is up. Swim, nothing. Gym, strength and constitution up. Sword's 46. We gotta get that sword up. Oh, come on. This is some ridiculous luck. And that's why it's almost worth it to get this stupid. Spend 3,500 points on the sword skill. Because we are doing really badly right now for sword skill. We are... Yeah, this is not good. I'm a little bit worried going into this next fight. It's been over a year since the capture of New Carthage. Carthaginians. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. Drink some soda. Came out my nose. Alright, the Carthaginians have failed to respond properly, hindered by rivalries and lack of cooperation amongst their generals. After winter came and went, Proconsul Scipio... Oh, I got the hiccups. Set you on the move once again. March against the closest enemy army. Led by Hasdrubal Barca, one of Hannibal's brothers, the Carthaginians are holding a high two-step plateau near the town of Bacula. A fine defensive position indeed. Dislodging them from there looks like a rather hopeless task. But the proconsul must know what is clear to everyone. The longer you'll stay here waiting, the higher the risk that the remaining two enemy armies will come and crush you. Alright, so our morale is high. Troops like me, centurions are warming up to me. I would love to have 50 sword skill for this fight, and it's going to be a real problem to not. Other stats are still pretty good. The way is nerve-wracking. And at last comes the dreaded order. The assault begins. Apparently your skirmishers, the Velites, will have to engage the enemy light infantry holding the lower plateau. Picked units of heavy infantry are ordered to support them. That's certainly an unenviable task. With relief, you learn that your maniple will be kept in reserve. The frontal assault is underway when Proconsul Scipio himself takes the lead of half the remaining force. As the Carthaginians are busy repelling your soldiers, he leads you around their position. You are climbing the slope at a fast pace when a small group of Numidian cavalrymen approaches and starts harassing you with their javelins. The terrain is far from propitious for a cavalry attack, but they keep pressing you. You know, I am well read. I'm a very, very, very well read person. I don't think I've ever heard the word propitious in my entire life. Anyways, let's throw a javelin at them. He barely evades your missile. It looks like Hasdrubal has sent reinforcements to his first line, but they are only partially deployed and clearly not expecting you. You charge the nearest group into the flank. Whoops. So I muted my mic. Wait a second. I've been on mute this whole time. When the other side is at the right distance, you prepare to hurl your first javelin. Let's pick off a specific target. Not a bad throw. Right, these are Gallic mercenaries, and they are very good. Shoot. Gaelic mercenary. Sorry. Alright, we're getting some lucky hits. Thank God for my armor. Ooh, missed the head. Oh, there we go. Nice kill. Go ahead, play recover. Alright, he missed his feint. Let's go for the torso. Ooh, good hit. Good hit. Come on, come on, come on. Let me get him. Yes. Nice. Eventually, the enemy formation starts breaking apart. Very soon, panic spreads as their wavering turns into a rout. We did it! Attack from all sides, the Carthaginian line is collapsing. Many are taken prisoner, but in the meantime, the bulk of Hasdrubal's force manages to escape. At last, you are ordered to plunder the enemy camp. You set to the task with renewed enthusiasm. Morale increased. Continue. The enemy camp's a disappointment. They took most of their valuables with them when they retreated. Let us stay with the large group. While searching, your squad bumps into a small group of men and women. There are a dozen or so, some rather young. They look and sound like Celtiberians, probably slaves captured by the Carthaginians during their recent campaigns. They must have been left behind when the enemy retreated. You must be careful, for they have even managed to find weapons. The tension rises, partly because of language difficulties, partly because they are afraid of being made prisoners again. Many of them are holding their weapons awkwardly. Should it come to violence, there's only one way this is going to end. You were the highest ranking legionary present. We're going to try to quiet things down. You have little difficulty keeping your men in check. At last, the slaves lay down their weapons and turn themselves in. Virtue increase. Perfect. Little more you can accomplish here. Yeah, our troop opinion's going up pretty high. That's good. Virtue's coming up. Right, Hasdrubal is heading north, intent on crossing the Pyrenees with the remnants of his army. The proconsul refused to pursue him, and many of the troops are frustrated with his decision. But you're glad he came to this decision. Following Hasdrubal now, with 2 more armies behind you, would be a prelude to disaster. It would jeopardize all the efforts you've made in the last 2 years. Morale increase. The Carthaginians who captured are sold into slavery, and the revenue is shared among the troops. Scipio orders the Celtiberian prisoners to be released. This will help secure more alliances with the local tribes. Oh, that's nice. And among them, the slaves you rescued in the abandoned camp. So proconsul has increased by 2. So our sword skill up by 4, along with everything else. And because of my additional deeds, which is just decent kills, I guess, got an additional point. No awards yet, though. We're doing a little poorly this game. But at least our sword skill's up to 51. Which money do we have? We have 450. Let's try some workouts. There we go. Sword and shield up. We got some pay. Nothing. 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 How about sparring best? Nope. Alright. Let's get supplies. This one's a little more spread out. Good fishing spot. Perfect. A girl is walking towards you. She addresses me in Latin. Something in her eyes and manners, a tangible impression of authority. Her village is willing to cooperate, but there's only so much they can offer without endangering their own survival. You'll have to be content with what they can share. Let's discuss with her. Her offer is doubled. This should help ensure the trust of the locals, morale increase, virtue up. Many peasants are gathered straight ahead, makeshift weapons ready. Let's try to capture them. My tactics work. Sorry. My tactics work. By the time the peasants realize what's happening, you have them surrounded. The few remaining in your trap have no choice but to surrender. No casualties. And what low supplies, virtue, and proconsul. That's good. Always have to make it back to the rendezvous. Opinions are up, morale's up, experience. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm having terrible luck with training my sword, so let's just do workouts. Seem to be having better luck with that at least. Let's see what they have. Might be something worth buying. What's this helmet? 85, 30. That's not that much better than mine. Wait, why are my greaves so much more expensive than this? Oh, they cover more leg. Okay. More and more soldiers in your camp are stricken with a fever. You stay healthy, though. Play some board game. There we go. Oh, there we go. Sword and shield are up. Perfect. Nothing. Nothing. Sword. You suddenly wake up, it's night, and you are inside your quarters. It takes you a few seconds to become aware of the situation. There's a shadow moving slowly close to you, carefully going through your belongings. A thief. Let's call for help. The thief is taken by surprise, and your comrades react quickly to your voice. Two of them block the only way out, and the rest of you have an easy time pinning the intruder down. His face looks vaguely familiar, a soldier from another maniple. You recover your money and hand him over to the guards. My morale increased by 2. Gain morale, gain opinion, gain denarii. You have to leave your marching column to answer a call of nature. You are about to pass through some shrubs that line the trail when you notice a small number of red stones casually arranged on the ground. A marker of some sort? When you get past the vegetation, you see a small hollow trunk. There is no way to look inside. Oh. This is one of those potential game over scenarios if I reach down and get bit by a snake. Yeah, what's the fear? An envelope. It's full of coins. Not your currency, of course, but roughly the equivalent of 100 denarii. Oh. Morale increased. Let's try to train some more. Perfect. Sword and shield up. Sword up. You know, I have max morale almost, so let's do one more. Oh, sword and shield up. Perfect. Again, nothing. Swords up to 57. That's pretty decent. Let's look at buying something maybe. Ooh, I can get chainmail. Damage protection 16. Let's compare. So way better coverage. Way better everything except for anti-armor. But I think it's worth it. Let's buy it. We're gonna equip it. We're gonna sell the old arm. All right. Our sword's up to 57. Not too bad. At a certain point, I should train my javelin. Anyways, let's move on. When your third spring in this land so far away from home comes, Rome is in control of most of eastern Hispania. Your progress has been admirable, but the war is still far from over. The departure of Hasdrubal Barca and the remnants of his army brought some relief, but the Carthaginians have not been sitting around this time. According to the latest reports in the west, a new general named Hanno is raising an army, recruiting Celtiberian volunteers after bringing reinforcements from his homeland. Your legion is attached to a 10,000 strong army under the orders of M. Silanus, one of Scipio's legates, and sent west to cope with this new threat. Continue. Time is of the essence, and your forced march is almost beyond tolerable limits. With the invaluable help of some Celtiberian deserters, you eventually come close to the enemy position. When news of what's ahead of you starts spreading, you learn that there are two enemy camps, one composed of Celtiberian volunteers and the other of Carthaginians. The first one seems to be much less defended and an ideal point of attack, but Silanus wants to play it safe and is preparing more scouting teams. I shall volunteer to scout. A Velus named Calvisius and Eoribellus, a Celtiberian guide, will be on your scouting team. Pains increased. To approach enemy position with minimal risk. When you're very close, you have to cross a stretch of land with poor cover in order to get better luck. Take the risk. Heart pounding. Try to move as quickly as possible. You make it safely to the other side. From what you can see, you can at least corroborate in broad terms what the guides already told you. When you are satisfied, you signal the others that you can go back. You're about 1 mile from camp. A gentle breeze is stirring the vegetation all around you. For a brief moment, you think you may have heard something, but it's probably just the wind. So that's an awareness check. I'm not sure what that would have actually been. Probably an enemy spy. After a while, you reach the valley where both of your armies hidden and report what you've learned. Everything is ready now. It's time to approach the enemy camp and prepare for the onslaught. The irregular ground offers plenty of cover as your army approaches the Celtiberian camp. You are not very distant when it finally comes into sight. The defenders must have started pouring out of the camp. They are still too late, but you were expecting a slower reaction. Oh, maybe they... Yeah, maybe because my spying didn't help that much. You suspect that they might have been alerted when they detected some of your scouts. Fortunately, you seem to have had a significant head start anyway. You will meet a stronger resistance than you expected, but they shouldn't be able to stop you in the end. The ground is very difficult here, and it's disrupting your formation. Like many others, you became separated from your mana pool while passing through a patch of undergrowth. An enemy vanguard reaches you right at this time, and many duels spark off. One of the Celtiberian troops is looking at you, ready to fling his spear. Let's anticipate him with my own javelin. My shield saves my life. Missed. Good hit. Miss. Good hit. Good hit. And he's dead. Your mana pool quickly reforms and begins to, and prepares to meet a second wave. The Carthaginian light infantry is rushing to the aid of the Celtiberians, filling the gaps in their formation. Right, close in. This guy's an inexperienced Scutarius, so my chances to hit are much higher. Over arm. Nice. Respite. Miss. Hit. Miss. Let's recover. Go for it. Exit. I'd say like I don't know, like 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna be going for torso hits just because they're easier. Oh, this guy has armor. Shoot. I still gotta go for the torso. No. Libyan light infantryman. Okay, so this is a different type of troop. He has no armor though, which is good. Oh, you can see his stats. That's cool. Or are those my stats? Go for the torso. Ooh, good hit. Oh, let's try for a head. Nope. As a brief lull in the fighting allows for it, your Centurion gives the signal to rotate. The line behind yours moves forward while you orderly fall back to the rear. He got wounded enough that I got some points there. Difficult to figure out what's going on. One after another, the rows before you fall back at the Centurion signal. Slowly, you find yourself at the front. Goes in. Fighting a Scutarius again. Let's go for a headshot. Nope. Yeah, torso's the ticket. Oh, failed recover. Oh, that's dangerous. Come on, recover. Thank God I have a good helmet. Or you need to die for that. There you go. Cover. Okay, Libyan light infantryman. Ooh, got a leg hit on me. It was 0. I had those greaves. I have not made a single hit here. Eventually, the enemy formation starts breaking apart. Very soon, panic spreads as they're wavering, turns into a rout. What remains of the enemy scatters before your advance. Sweet. Do I have any viewers, by the way? Anyone in chat who's not a bot? Let me just check this. I don't think so. It's really hard to tell, though. Well, if I do have any viewers, welcome. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue. Your army occupies the first camp and captures Hanno himself. Meanwhile, the Carthaginians have left the other base, withdrawing to the safety of their cities in the west. It may look like a small victory, but your early intervention prevented a far greater danger from arising. Your morale increased by 5. Great. Fighting a real battle, sharpen your skills. Skills across the board up by 2. Additional deeds up by 1. I got a bronze armilla for my battle prowess in today's battle. Very nice, very nice. My first award, I think, in this game. And my sword skill's up to 60 now. Man. Let's go up this way. Some fish. Some more fish. Old man approaches. Fine, I'll just take a reasonable amount. Look harder. A well-hidden stack of provisions. Alright, that's it. Head back down. Let's see what's the best path. Alright, on morale. Charisma, awareness, and intellect have all increased. Sweet. I'm escorting the ambassador of Scipios to a meeting with a local chieftain. The talks are not going well. Palpable tension is growing. Try to help, or not your place. I don't know. I've never played a character that's been this overtly. I think my charisma is pretty good, isn't it? Let's try to help. Ooh. Even mediated by an interpreter, or eloquence is worthy of the rostra. You bring the situation back to normal, and the talks go on until they come to an agreement. Sweet. Only have a small chance of success for sparring with the best. And we don't have much money either, so let's not bother with looking for things to buy. Constitution. Something is causing a stir in the camp. We're sure you've heard of the cheer of jubilation. You find out. Big news from Rome. Barca's army, which crossed the Pyrenees last year after escaping, was finally intercepted by 2 consular armies before he could join his brother Hannibal further to the south. His army was annihilated. Taurus and Hasdrubal himself died fighting. Hannibal is isolated now. Rome has never been so safe. All this seemed impossible 5 years ago, or 3 years ago. The revelry goes on for a long time and morale increased. Perfect. Go for a run, go for a swim. Let's do some leisure. Like everyone else here has been away from home for a very long time. He was always complaining that the business he worked for his whole life went to pot because of this. Today he's speaking ill of the centurion. Report him or let him be? Let him be. The war has claimed many victims. Not all of them were physically killed. He let Aegilius enjoy the little freedom he has left. Virtue increased. Okay. Morale increased. Now let's just focus on the workouts. Constitution. Coordination, endurance. Endurance. I'm really losing a lot of denarii with board games. Wheat ration was lighter than it should have been. Let's complain. Lieutenant apologizes. Morale goes up. Let's play some dice. Lost. Man, I'm just losing all sorts of money. Lost. Gained. Morale increase. Let's swim. Let's try the gym. That's that. What are our stats looking like now? So we got 72 strength, 74 endurance, 83 constitution, 65 quickness, 83 coordination. And we're really pretty good physically. As Drubal Gisco and Mago Barca, Hannibal's youngest brother, are leading the remaining armies of Carthage in this theater. They have joined forces set on dealing with you once and for all. Scipio himself leads whatever forces he has at his disposal to face them. The legions and the Italic ally and Ele are, of course, but also a large number of native allies. You don't like the rumors you've been hearing. Sorry, just drinking. It seems the enemy outnumbers you by a fair margin. When you come in sight of the Punic camp near the town of Illipa, you can see for yourself the reports are not overblown. Alright, so we're in Illipa, Hispania. I kind of have to pee. Do I get up right now? I'm also considering just calling it for the day. We can finish this. We can keep going later, I guess. Do I have any viewers? I think so. Yeah, I think we'll just call it. We'll save. I can show you guys the Hall of Fame though. So I mean, I had my best game ever was a score of 9,300. I got like 2 civic crowns. I mean, these are hard to get. And then gold armillas when you do like super well in a battle. By contrast, we're not doing that good this game. Let's be honest. Yeah, I think the only thing we have right now is 1 bronze armilla. But it's all these games with these high scores is what makes you increase your starting points, which is pretty much the key to this game in general. Anyways, yeah, thanks for checking this game out with me. I will probably stream this again sometime. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, thanks for being here, and catch you next time. Bye.